Okay, welcome back. We are here for more novel bootcamp. This is week 2, looking at point of view and emotional impact. So if you've not already signed up for this bootcamp or for a different bootcamp that you're interested in, you can do that. We have links in the chat. Thank you, Nacho. Check that out. And you can type !bootcamp in any chat channel to bring up those links. Here I am. And those will give you access to those Google Docs where you can just type your name and include your email and the name of your project. And then you will join our group of boot campers. And every week we're going to be following up with our boot campers, making sure they're making progress, hitting their word count goals. And of course, they will also, by signing up for the course, if you've not already done so, you will get access to all the rest of the classes in this series. So our first couple weeks of most boot camps are going to be free in public, usually week 0, week 1. But after that, you got to sign up. So check out our website, skillcamp, skillca.mp. If you haven't done that yet, you can enroll now, get instant access to every event on every server.
If you're thinking about doing this bootcamp and you haven't signed the pledge.
Sign it up. Thank you, Nacho. All right, we've got 3 boot camps running at all times, sometimes more. But the basic ones that you can always find, the most reliable ones, are going to be feature. That was our first ever type of class. I was running those before I even met Nacho. Feature boot camps are going to be, or currently they're on Friday 6 to 8, but those are concluding soon. Or that course is concluding soon. And currently TV is on Sunday 11 to 1. So when those conclude, they flip slots. So TV is going to then be on Friday, and features will move to Sunday. You can see the current schedule on our website by going to the calendar, or you can just look at the bootcamp links or the sign-up links, and they will include the dates for that session as well. In any case, you're going to be wrapping up that book around early to mid-December if you are following the milestones of the class now. We do sort of assume that you have done that work of plotting your book before diving in. We've done plotting boot camps in the past. We spend the whole time figuring out the structure and what happens in the book. Once you get to the 12 weeks, it's more about writing. So this is all about keeping up with your word count goals. And if you're writing an adult length book, probably writing 1,000 to 2,000 words per day, if maybe just on weekdays, resulting in maybe 5,000 to 10,000 words a week. So at least 1,000 words a day would be my recommendation on weekdays alone. All right, so we've got many more classes coming up in the series. You can see everything coming up here. Next week, we're doing characters, dialogue, suspense, subplots, character arcs, action, genre, plot twists, pressure cooker, which is latter half of the second act, and then finally self-editing and revising techniques. The first draft done by December 6th. A lot of classes, huh? A lot of work goes into this. And a lot of work, of course, that's not even in the classes. Just working on your own, like finding those ways to motivate yourself and to keep your momentum and enthusiasm high. Those are more valuable than anything you could learn from a class. So you got to learn those from your own process of working through the book. No one can teach you your own process except for yourself. Most writers do not finish their books, though, so we hope that you're going to stay excited and motivated, interested the whole way through. Today we'll do a check-in where you can tell us about your book. If your first chapter is done, you can tell us how it went, how many words you've gotten so far, if you've met your word count goals, or if you've hit any hurdles or creative blocks. All right, let's start with Becky. Go ahead.
Yeah. Hi. I'm working on the horror that you helped me with the synopsis with yesterday. Because that's one that Chicken House are currently interested in. And I went to library today and did the first 2 chapters. So I'm really pleased. Now, obviously, my chapters are shorter than like an adult book, so don't go thinking I've written like 10,000 words or something. But yeah, I'm happy with my beginning 2 chapters. So I find the beginning always the hardest, but because I've got the story, the only thing I'm struggling now with is I kind of want to do a time jump. So I'm sort of struggling with how to, not like, I'll say, just like hours, but how I sort of ended a chapter with the train pulling up into the last stop. And now I want to sort of jump to, they've already got a bus and being dropped off in the middle of the wilderness. They're trying to find the house because he sort of lives right in the middle of the countryside. And I don't really want to write about him getting fast like that, you know. So I'm just sort of like thinking about how to do that. With just simple as just one line. But yeah, that's the only block I'm on at the moment. And I'm hoping that if I sleep on it tonight, that tomorrow it'll magically appear, which often happens with my writing.
Great. Okay, sounds like good progress. 2 chapters down. Transitioning like that at the end of a chapter usually is as simple as just ending the chapter, then starting the next chapter. After that time has passed, you don't even need to necessarily do anything that creative. If you wanted to, you could end and connect it on some kind of idea, like the characters stepped off the train and they knew that it would be a long bus ride until they got there. Then next chapter starts with the bus ride wasn't that bad, or something like that, right? Where you just kind of link it based on that idea, but you don't have to actually explicitly lay out the scene. That's one way to do it, but I think younger audiences especially just don't really care if you just cut right to the next thing.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Sure, sure. Glad you're making progress. Thank you for that. Let's hear from Dakota.
Dakota is striving.
Oh,
Yeah, they're the driver.
okay. Thank you for that. Let's hear from Ife.
Hi. So this is my first time here. I'm not sure if hopefully I'll be able to understand things. My novel, I've written 10,000, 11,000 words so far, and I'm kind of redoing the first chapter, so I have 900 words so far because I started the scene. My character is in the airport, and I started the scene with her on the plane. But then I realized I didn't kind of like cement the scene enough. So now she's at the airport and then she will be on the plane. And the thing that I'm struggling with, as Becky said, the time jumps and the flashbacks, I don't know if they're running on or if it's good enough to kind of actually bring that memory back because it's important going forward.
Okay, good question. So am I unmuted? Yes, okay. So when it comes to flashbacks, especially when you're early on in the book, then they can kind of stagger your pace if you do them too often as we're just trying to get going. Like we're trying to find our footing, we're trying to know who the character is. So something I have a couple different recommendations there. For the first point, if it helps if flashbacks are motivated by something in the scene. So that could be
Yes.
like your characters packing their things, getting ready to leave, and then they find something in the corner. They're like, "Oh, this old thing," right? And that kind of triggers a flashback, even if it's just a couple lines. It doesn't even have to be a full scene. The nice thing about a book is that flashbacks can also just be kind of an aside. You can say like, and then she put on the backpack that her dad gave her. Oh, that was kind of a flashback. Her dad gave her that thing, but we don't have to see the full scene of her dad giving it to her, right? So you can kind of like
Yeah.
dip into the past without rendering it as a full flashback scene. So you might want to try some combination of those things, or maybe even just starting your book a little earlier so that we can just look at everything happening in order.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Couple different approaches there, but yeah, if you want to share more later, then we can answer more questions. Thank you for the update.
Yeah.
All right, let's hear from Joyce.
Hi, I actually am a little bit ahead because I was in that, last novel camp. So my chapter 1 is done. I'm actually a few paragraphs into chapter 6. I think it's bringing me at like 14,500. So no setbacks. I had a little like fatigue thing, this kind of like the cold thing. So I didn't get as much writing done. But on the mend, so hopefully back at it.
Great to hear. All right. Thank you for that, Joyce. Yeah, Joyce was in the previous camp, got a bit of a head start. It's okay if you're at your first chapter, of course, or maybe you haven't even started your first chapter yet. It's okay if you're not following the milestones of any one script camp class. They're laid out such that if you follow them from beginning to end, you'll have a complete book or script by the end of it. Or you can join sometime in the middle and then kind of get caught up as best you can. And you can always be ready to join the next one with a bigger head start. That's just another option. All right. Let's hear from Liz.
Okay. I came down with a massive cold. I did the whole fever chills thing, so I didn't get any words written. But I'm now feeling better, so now I can get back to it.
Okay. Sorry to hear you were sick. Glad you're feeling better. Does everything feel on track for your book? Any big questions?
Everything feels on track.
Great.
I had an idea to rewrite a slight section to. My intro was getting long. I'm heavy on description, and I need to move her goal forward to hook faster the audience. But it won't take much to change that around.
Right. Yeah, this is one of the biggest notes. And even as I'm querying now, some of the rejections I'm getting from agents are saying the story doesn't get going fast enough. And I was like, I thought I was rushing at the beginning. Like I thought I was I'm putting a lot of the biggest, most impactful events in like chapter 5 of 40. And they're like, it still takes too long to get going. So that is one of the most common criticisms that you can ever get on any work of long fiction is that it takes too long to get going. So something to think about for everyone.
I think the key is you have to make your audience care about the person. Otherwise, they're like, why am I even reading this?
Right. Yeah,
Okay.
the faster you can do that, the better. Thank you, Liz. Let's hear from Luke.
Oops. Hello. I remembered we have a schedule yesterday at midnight. So I went and looked that up. And then I started writing a little bit. So yeah, I'm working on the next chapter for my fan fiction. I'm not happy with the tone right now, so I feel like there might have to be some rewriting of this particular chapter.
Okay. Any questions you want to ask now, or is it just more stuff you got to sort out on your own?
Probably stuff I have to figure out a little bit first, but thank you.
All good. Thank you for the updates. And fanfiction group, Thursdays at 7 p.m. for anyone looking. Not sure. Go ahead.
Sure, yeah, and I just want to mention Lou shared synopsis in last week's fan fiction group, and these are really hard. I mean, it was a very short, it was like I think 600, 700 words, like almost like a one sheet. And they're hard to do. And I mean, I was impressed. I was able to follow it, and yeah, anyways, nice work on that synopsis. Yeah, so for me, I am about 4K words in, and had great progress this week. I finished a 1,500 word synopsis.
Great.
And so if there's time later today to go through that in the lab period, yeah, it'd be awesome to like discuss this one.
Yep, should have time. Thank you, Nacho.
Mm-hmm.
Arthur, go ahead.
Hello. Yeah, I just started my first chapter of my novel, which is and I'm 1,306. Hold on, let me check. I'm currently 1,376 words, or one. I don't know what it is. Is it 1,000 or 100? 1,360 words, 376 words and counting.
Right. Yeah, it's probably more than 1,000, I would guess. Yeah, if it's probably like a page and a half.
Page and a half? Yeah, I think it is a page and a half.
Yeah, sounds about right. Or maybe 2 pages, depending on your font size. That's great progress.
Yeah.
Okay.
And this is the first novel. Well, not really the first novel I've written for this character before, but the first novel that I'm putting out into the public with this character, because I've always kept this character to my chest.
Okay, great. Do you feel it's going well?
I wouldn't know. I'm putting it out to the public for the first time, which means I'm putting it out for you guys to dissect.
Okay, but do you feel like you're meeting your goals? Like, are you happy with the text? Sorry, I'm fixing my plug in the back of my computer.
Yeah, I'm happy with the text. I met my goal of 500 words. I'm above 500 words until I'm gonna meet my goal of 2,000 words eventually, and then eventually 5,000 words, and I'm gonna continue on upping the word count.
Great. All right. Any questions you want to ask?
Like, yeah, have you guys ever had a character in your mind that you are regular to put out into the world because it means so much to you?
It's a good question. Me personally, I would say no, but let's open it to the room because that's such a personal question to everybody. So what do you guys think? Do you have a character that's so sort of personal to you that you've been reluctant to write it or show anyone?
Mine is a book. Not so much that I'm reluctant to put it out in the world. It's more that it's my passion project. But when I first put it out, I was told that it's not a genre that's currently selling and might not be selling for some time. So to shelve it. So I view that more as the other novels I'm writing for people. So the murder mystery is for Farshaw. I do what they want me to do, within reason, but I listen to my editors with that. And the same with the horror, I'm listening to my editors for that. But my Holly story is so personal to me and it's been with me for so long. It's become more of I don't think I'll ever publish it, but I go into that world when I just want to practice writing and get away from everything. And maybe if I get famous, I'll publish it after I'm dead. Like, did you know what I mean? But like, it's not really commercial, but I don't want to let it go. But that's okay. It's my fun writing. It's my personal writing.
Thanks, Becky. Anybody else want to weigh in on that question?
I feel like mine is a bit personal because it's a little bit autobiographical as well. So it could be very difficult to kind of like showcase it and put it out there, but I feel like it's worth it to kind of get there to the point of being read. So even if it's personal, even if you want to keep it close to your chest, I feel like it's going to be worth it at the end and you're going to let it out. Hopefully that helps.
Okay.
So yeah, everyone has their own answer to this. As for me personally, I have a little bit more of a jaded take on it where I'm like, I've been writing for about 15, 16 years. I got the passion projects out of the way by like college. So at this point, I've gotten over that fear. And I think that if you write a lot, you're going to run out of those things that you're so passionate about that you want to keep secret into yourself at some point. And if you just write those and do your best, then you'll sort of move past having those. And you'll get to the point where you're like, I'm just trying to improve and get better and make every book better than the last one. But none of them is so precious that you can't share it. At least that's my take on it. But
Yeah,
everyone envisions this differently. Go ahead.
I think I'm getting over it.
Okay. Yeah, either way. Some people
slowly
embrace
getting
that. Yes. Some writers embrace that idea and they just save that one project till they feel they're ready. Some writers try to get over that idea and they just, they value output over being precious over any individual story. So it's up to you how you want to approach it. But glad you're getting
Okay.
progress done. Thank you for the update.
You're welcome.
All right. I saw we have one more member, but I saw they left a comment in the chat from Sishin Gano saying, I'm unable to talk, but here to listen mostly. That's all right. Welcome. Thanks for joining. All right. It looks like Nacho is also sharing a link to a short story contest that's not affiliated with us, but you are recommending that maybe folks join it. It has a good category.
Yeah,
good
it's
price.
free
Anything else you
to
wanna say
enter.
there? Okay.
Free to enter, 6 cents a word. And I was just because Pollock brought up, this character, and it's like for me, I'm trying something is sort of somewhat autobiographical, I guess. For the first, I haven't really written this kind of story, so I guess I could kind of relate a bit. But it seems to be a good fit with this and time when I was a little kid living in the woods. So
Wait, is this the same book about the Portuguese kid who finds the magic bracelet and stuff like that, or is this a different book?
no, it's very different.
Oh,
Yeah,
completely different.
this is just yeah.
Oh, this is the short story
project.
for the contest. Okay, never mind, my mistake. I forgot.
Exactly. Yeah.
Mixed up your project.
Yeah. No, I wasn't
You went to Portuguese
a
teenager.
kid in the dictatorship,
Okay.
fortunately.
Right. All right. Thank you, Nacho. Dakota, anything you want to say now that you're not driving?
Yeah, first of all, hope everybody's doing well. Yeah, I think my progress is going well. I'm really enjoying this one. Chapter 1 is done. I'm almost done with chapter 2. I'm moving into chapter 3. I have about 5,200 words-ish around that figure. So yeah, I'm feeling pretty confident and still, I'm not ready to cry at the process yet. So
That's good.
Not that point. So, like it's, I feel like I'm enjoying this one too. So yeah, like I don't really have anything like super like, crazy other than someone just to question my sanity.
Right. That's normal. Is there usually a point you would say, well, sorry, too many speakers once. Let me just ask a question real quick. So, is there usually a point where you feel that you kind of start going crazy, or how did you put it just now? You want to cry at the process? Is there usually a point?
Yeah,
Where would you say that point usually is?
it is typically around the like it it's kind of just either just before or right at premise.
Okay.
So it's kind of, we're getting out of the break into two stuff, and then we're just getting into the like all that kind of stuff. Like that's cool, but once we start getting into the quote what the book actually is, then it starts to get I kind of usually not freeze, but kind of a lot of second guessing mostly, and kind of I'm, second guessing my outline or, second guessing this or that. So that typically happens. But I'm just kind of taking a different approach of not laissez-fairing it, but just kind of taking it as it comes, doing one thing at a time, not so much focused on, oh, I have to, do like, yeah, I have to think about, yeah, I'm thinking about like setting everything up, but I'm not gonna like, think so far out. I'm just gonna do one thing at a time. It's cool. So I think that's gonna just help more so than not.
Great. Okay, give me just 1 second. My PC is like hemorrhaging battery. I got to figure out how to get it to stop before it turns off.